Hey everyone, Waddler-D here. We're back for more Mario Golf for the N64, and we are going to be continuing our little tournament play with Plum on Toad Tournament. And I have to admit to something that kind of happened since the last recording. I had like a kerfuffle with my recordings, and I had to redo pretty much the first 9 holes on the Toad Tournament and basically get all those birdie badges that we obtained. So there might be some slight differences from the last video, mainly the end of the first video where we had the rain on hole 10. That's gone now, but at the same time, we're going to be continuing our little adventure as closely as we can, and I have this plan in order to prevent any of these fiascos from occurring again. So let's continue with more Toad Highlands. And hole 10 is a good place to start, because this is where you start getting acquainted with, man, I really wish I was a stronger golfer, because this hill would become, like, obsolete. Unfortunately, Plum has to do the long way, and you're going to have to deal with this at times at the beginning. But once you start unlocking the better golfers, or at least stronger golfers, then you won't have to deal with this as much. Though, my question asks, since we are playing as one of the human golfers in this game, what are your feelings on the non-Mario characters, honestly? Like Plum, Charlie, Harry, Sunny, and a 5th character that we will remain nameless on for the moment. What are your feelings on them? Because what I thought when I first saw them is like, who the heck are these people? And why are they in this game? And then by the time I played through this game a couple of times, played as them, got to understand why they're there, I then got to realize that, yeah, they are kind of a good part of this game, and I shouldn't hate them, especially when I played as Harry. Harry is like one of the coolest non-Mario characters in this game, mainly because of how he composes himself. It just seems like really serious golfer. But on the other hand, Sunny, well, no, we'll talk about him when we start playing against him. But for right now, we got a very difficult downhill shot, or putt. And I will say that downhill putts in this game are some of the most treacherous things you have to do, because you have to read the green, and you have to see how it's going to curve down the hill. And you can't just power through with a harder shot, because you run the risk of skipping the cup or missing entirely. So if ever you have a downhill putt, definitely take the time to kind of see how this green's gonna move your ball around, because it's gonna make a difference. And Link, how the hell are you playing golf? You're not doing a good job. I do like how these names are a nice little reference. Like, you'll start seeing some things like Bill, Mike, Seahart, Sheik, Fox, McCloud. What the hell? Wait, so his father's still alive? I don't know if he's still alive after plus 17. What the hell? So nevertheless, back to more rain and wind. Here's what I would suggest when you're dealing with like the wind. Like, try to have like a guide of how far you move your little grid across the plane. So say for instance I have a shot of 10 meters, so here's where I'm going to have to make an adjustment. So right now it's going to land here, but it's actually going to probably land in here potentially because of the wind. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to knock it back a club and see what happens. Oh, let's indeed see what happens, because I don't know if it's going to go exactly the way I want it. Whoa, actually, that's pretty nice. Not perfect. And, of course, don't forget about the rain, so we're going to have to times it by 1.5. But I don't think it's always 1.5. Like, once you get past the normal setting, or, like, the short setting, it starts getting really wonky. So we're going to hit it about here. Oh, come on! Really? That's frustrating right there. Here, take the damn ball.
Nice par.
That should have been a birdie game. And now the rain just starts coming all the way in right now. So, for another example for the wind, say if I were to hit my ball right here, guess where it's going to end up? It's probably going to end up in here, so let's move it right about here. Here's the problem, though.
Nice shot.
You have to kind of account for how your shot's going to go exactly. Like, say, for instance, you happen to screw up on the like, the return. The accuracy of your shot's going to be very, very different depending on how much leverage you're getting. Like, for right now, I don't want to screw up this timing, because it could very well end up in the rough on the left, on the right, and... Alright, so let's see how this goes. Not exactly, but... yeah, it is what it is. Alright, I think this should be good. We'll just have to knock down the power a bit. And when you're trying to get, like, the nice shots going on here... Oh, perfect.
Nice on.
When you're trying to get nice shots going on here, you kind of have to feel it. You kind of have the anticipation to it. You can't just kind of... What's the word I'm thinking of? Like, just do it offhand. It's not easy. You have to really consider your timing a bit.
Nice birdie.
There we go. Finally a birdie. Jeez. Taking the lead, and Toad's doing a damn good job on his own course. Good. This hole here is kind of a weird one. What I recommend you do is you definitely go full power if the wind is 14 miles per hour in your face. Because this hole is kind of weird. You know how it defaults here, saying, yeah, you should be fine. I have, every time I just went with the default answer with the character that doesn't hit the ball really high, it usually ends up here. So I'm going to just account for that. Probably going to hit it a little less than max. Well, guess we will be hitting it max.
Nice shot.
I see how my ball went like 20 yards less. I think the wind's part... Oh, God. A downhill putt that's 50 feet long. Holy crap. This is not good. At least, let's see. Let me read this. It's going to curve to the right. And then it's just going to do this thing. So, let's go about here. Let's see what we get. Oh, come on, come on. Ah.
Nice touch.
Yeah, nice touch indeed. If I had 50 feet on that putt, if I hit the absolute middle, that would have gone in.
Nice par.
Yeesh. The second half is not going too well. Toad, congrats, man. Way to be second place on your own tournament. Please stay in first. Please stay in the running, okay? We want to see you succeed, bud, and actually start starring in a Mario golf game. Cough. Alright, we're gonna hit this. Damn, I'm nailing these nice shots. Yeah, once you start getting it down, it's becomes second nature, I'd say, but you definitely have to figure out the timing first before you just start nailing. Can you stop giving me divots, game? I really do not appreciate this little patch of dirt being underneath my ball. Alright, so I'm going to hit it probably about... Let's go for about full. Because the patch of dirt is probably going to ruin the power a bit. Yeah, you definitely have to kind of consider all these numbers here and there while you're making your shots. Because if you do that... Oh, an uphill putt. Uphill putt is much better than downhill putt, because you just need to hit the ball harder. So, like, right here, it's going to go in.
Nice birdie.
It's basically a simple case of, oh, it's uphill? Well, let me just hit the ball. Like, and you have to kind of consider the uphill distance, too, because sometimes... Ooh, nice. Well, I'm going to show you what happens if you have a nice tailwind going on here. So here's what I sometimes do when I get a nice tailwind. Basically hit the bottom of the ball so it gets as much air at time as it needs. That didn't go as well as I hoped, but as you can see, we're in a pretty good spot here. don't know how my ball went through the tree, but I'll take it. You're gonna... Yeah, this should be good. Let's see how good, though. Come on, come on, come on. Yes! Ooh, excellent, yes. Alright, so... the way that worked is kind of figured that I was going to have that almost 20 mile per hour wind help me out. I would say if you have 20 mile per hour wind in any direction, you just add 20 yards to your shot. Because it's gonna... your ball is going to just have to bear with it, honestly. Alright, so let's go with... It should go in. There we go.
Yes.
So far, so good. Hole 16. Hole 16 is... wow, no wind. Interesting. Hole 16 is where you really hope that you have a power shot on hand, because it gets... this hole is weird. Just take a look at this. You have this massive valley that you're either going to be ending up in the middle of, or you're going to be on one end trying to hit to the other end. So let's try this.
Nice shot.
Ugh, that frickin' went a lot shorter than I was expecting. But we got a good shot. If I can make this work, we might be fine. But the last thing you want to do on this particular hole is to get your ball behind a tree. Getting your ball behind a tree is a death sentence in Mario Golf, because you're gonna have to deal with the matters of hitting around it, and that can lead to at least 2 more shots usually. Alright, this is gonna be an interesting shot. This is the part that's kind of sucks, but this is where also we're gonna get introduced to why it's good to have knowledge of this, because if I were to hit it like this, it's gonna hit this rough and it's gonna go nowhere. So we're gonna hit the bottom of the ball again. We're gonna try to make sure to hit it hard, because if we don't, it's going to hit the ground. No clapping game. Stingy. Alright, let's gonna go for the putt. When you're on the green edge, it's fine to putt the ball in. It's still kind of counting as a chip in. You can do the chip in method, but sometimes you don't really need to. Sometimes it's good to just putt it in with style, so let's do that. This should make it.
Chip in.
Yeah! Nice. Toe keeping it up. Whoa, -1. Jeez. And a monkey is tied for third place, and Ken Masters apparently is playing golf with us. Okay, well, he's not doing too bad considering the competition. Speaking of, where is the competition at? Wow, McCloud, what is going on? You may be good at flying, but you're... Damn. We got frickin'... we got Gorons in this, too? Charlie failing miserably, that's fine. Okay, this next hole is kind of a dicey one. You think that your ball is going to, again, land here, but it's another one of those don't follow what the default gives you. I'm going to hit the ball up high, and we're going to hope that's going to land right where I want it to.
Nice shot.
And this is what usually happens. Like, that is why I do not like this hole either. Like, you have to hit the ball harder than usual. It's weird how it works. Alright, so let's do this then. About here. Too hard. Oh, this is gonna suck. Thankfully it's uphill, so I just need to hit it a little harder. Right around here.
Chip in. Nice par.
Had to save that one. Toad, no! Don't let Kim beat you. Toad, you're better than this. Alright, we're on the final hole, and this is pretty much kind of a straightforward hole. All I'd say is try to stick to the flat area as best you can, because hitting the ball off a slope is terrible. Like, when you get on a slope, your ball trajectory, it gets bad. It gets really damn bad. Like, you have to account for your ball doing God knows what. And it just doesn't help out your game at all.
Nice shot.
And even with all that power, the wind and the rain just combining to ruin that trajectory. So let's do this. Let's hit it about full, because I think what's going to happen here is that the ball... Well, actually, let's do this. Wow, what the hell happened to that? Yeesh, now I have this really ridiculous putt. Uphill, with the curve, in the rain. Let's try to make this count. So I'm going to try to go about 40, maybe 45. Damn, I really do not like this putt. Yes, I'll take that. Alright, -9 is pretty good. It's Ken. Toad. Wow, see what the competition did? It kind of scares you at the beginning, because they start getting all these crazy scores, and then for some reason they just putter out like this. So if I were to have a score of just 0 even, then I would easily have won this tournament. But sometimes they'll have +0, so... And let's see what happened to the rest of the peeps. Wow. Cloud, you got like a bogey every freaking hole, didn't you? But good job, Kim Masters and Toad. You get to share the freaking silver cup. Ooh, and you get... So here's what happens when you beat a tournament and get first place. First off, the game tells you how much you get.
Very well played.
And you unlock the next course. The first one should be pretty much easily done when you beat the first tournament with no problem. But there's also an experience thing, which doesn't really matter too much for me, but it does count towards the course points. Like, it basically just means your experience counts towards course points, which is nice, because as you can see, we have to get about 5 times more of the points to unlock the third course. So that was the nice first tournament, and honestly, I kind of say that I did alright, except the latter half was pretty choppy. I wasn't exactly impressed with some of those misses that I had, but it happens, and trust me when I say it, you want to kind of grit your teeth and get through it, because you're only going to learn if you basically try and learn how the ball is going to move and everything. If you just keep doing continuing and redoing the stage, you're basically cheating the system. You're cheating yourself. So next time we are going to be taking a nice little detour to Ring Shot. Ring Shot is going to be a tricky one, so I might have to let the post commentary do it for me there. So thanks for watching, have a great day, and adios.